To the economy now, where staggering numbers have been released surrounding Black women in the labor force. A new report shows more than 300,000 Black women have left the workforce in just the last several months. That's according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Joining me now is gender economist Katika Roy to break this all down and why they're leaving. Katika, thank you so much for being with us. You recently wrote an article where you say that this isn't happening by accident. Why do you think it is happening?
This is happening because of cuts to public sector positions. So if you look at the federal labor force, Black women make up just over 12% of the federal labor force. It's about double their representation in the labor force overall. And when you have targeted cuts up to 50% in organizations such as the Department of Education and HHS, you're not just trimming the fat, you're actually cutting the economic backbone for Black women.
Wow. And so what are some of the spillover effects from all of this?
Well, one of the things that we know is that there is a connection between women's labor force participation and GDP. So just Black women's labor force participation has dropped by just over 2% in the last 3 months. And that has sucked over $37 billion out of U.S. GDP. So this is the economic cost of gender policy ignorance.
This is really fascinating because do you think that most people are unaware of the actual impacts of things like this?
Absolutely. So when we often think about women's issues or Black women's issues, we think of it as an over there problem. It's not. It's an everybody problem. When our economy grows, that has more jobs and more income for everyone. So we know, for instance, overall, that for every 1 percentage point that women leave the labor force, there's a $146 billion hit to GDP.
Oh my gosh. And so we've talked about the consequences, but is there an upside to all of this? Are we seeing women pivoting to entrepreneurship as they're leaving the workforce? What then are they doing?
You know, that's a great question. And the truth is, we don't know where all of the 300,000 Black women that have actually been pushed out of the labor force have gone. We know that some of them have gone into entrepreneurship, which is not only because of luxury, but it's actually because of survival. And this is really a testament to their resilience, but it also shows the rigidity in our traditional employment systems.
Are there any other groups that we are seeing largely impacted in this way in the labor workforce?
Not to this extent. So I track all of the data, as you can imagine, month over month by gender and race and ethnicity. And I started to see this trend about 3 months ago with this really precipitous drop in Black women out of the labor force. And this is a huge hit. And historically, just to give you a sense of the historical context, this is the first time in years that Black women's labor force participation has fallen below Latinas' labor force participation.
Wow. It's really fascinating to see these numbers, to hear you explain all of it and break down the real world impacts on our GDP and the economy at large. Katika Roy, thank you for what you do and thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
If you're new here, hi, my name is Z. I was laid off from a corporate product management role about 3 months ago, exactly 3 months ago today. And it has been quite a journey. I've applied to over 100 jobs. I've stopped counting after 100. And most recently had some pretty good activity. I had a couple interviews, a couple case studies submitted. I have a case study coming up next week. Overall, I'm just exhausted. This experience has been so emotionally taxing. I'm incredibly fortunate and privileged to have a partner who is still working and he still brings in an income. But obviously our bills still keep coming on time. There's no pausing on that. And the pressure to find another job, another source of income continues to grow every single day. All that to say, I'm just exhausted.
I was a part of a mass layoff today at my job. Can you tell? But that breaks my heart because I've been with this company for 3 years. I started back in, 2022. And I've been fully remote working with this company, doing the best I can to help members that were with this company. So yes, it sucked a lot, but I'm making this TikTok to hopefully reach other employers. If you could please just tag me in them, send them to me, whatever the case is, I would be greatly appreciated. And maybe this is the start of my little TikTok influencer journey. Let's see.
See, I don't know if people do this no job shit. Like, you're meaning to tell me that you choose to be a bum? Like, I'm literally losing my mind. I got fired, like, literally 2 days ago, 3 days ago, on Tuesday, 4 days ago, whatever you want to call it. I'm literally losing my mind. So it's like, how do people just want to be jobless? Like, what are you doing to fill your time? Because the way my mental health is set up, like, yeah, I can't.
It ain't nothing down here, y'all. It ain't nothing down here. It ain't nothing down here. I'm not trying to go back broke again, y'all. Like, it's made me, like, when I started back working 4 months ago, y'all, I tried to train my mind, like, you gonna feel be straight after this, y'all, because it was one point where I didn't care no more. I just would let myself go. But now that I'm getting myself back, it's just like something is bringing me back. I don't know what to do, y'all. I'm stuck. Like, I hate this.
I was on my job for 37 years. I started there when I was 23 years old. I am now 61.
What sucks most about being let go is somebody taking control out of your hands. I always preach internally and here at home that we have got to be the people in the driving seat of our futures, of our careers. And when a company takes that control out of your hands, it sucks, because all of a sudden the plan that you had, the roadmap that you were on board for, is gone. Now you've got to start over. And this is why you've always got to have a plan B, a plan C, and most importantly, an emergency fund. I am incredibly upset and frustrated. There have been several shifts in the company in this last couple of months that I just knew the writing was on the wall, and I knew my time was coming.